Hello and welcome to How to Become an Ion Driver episode 3. I'll be covering tips and tricks to help us, but first of all help you become a better driver. In this video we'll be doing a track analysis for the France track and Ion Formula Race in 2020. I'll be accompanied by Dakair, who is the Season 1, Season 2 Ion champion, the Porsche Super Cup champion, the FLR Season 2 champion, the FRA Invitational Season 2 champion, the RFR Season 2 F1 champion, the WRA Season 9 champion, the RFE Season 5 champion, the IRRA F1 Season 1 champion. But before we get into our question of the day, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone for the amazing support, and especially for the people in the Ion Racing community who have given me a lot of advice to help me improve my videos. I also want to give a massive thank you to Dakair for being in this video, so make sure to show him some love in the comments. Enough talking and let's get right into our question of the day. So our question of the day today comes from Dakair2, who says, is driving in this game similar to racing in the actual league? I just want to say this is a great question because there have been a lot of new members that joined this league because of this new game that released last week, and they think it's driving in the actual league is as easy as driving in the game. So from that you can probably tell that driving in the actual league is much harder. The main difference every driver is gonna say is the difference in grip. The cars in the custom cars, especially not the driver testing car, the custom cars have way more grip than the league cars. The driving testing car is a bit closer, but it still has a lot more grip than the main car in the league. And another big difference is the fuel. There is no fuel in the current game, but in the actual league there is fuel, and it affects the weight of the car. The more fuel you have, the heavier the car, and the more understeer it's gonna be. The less fuel it has, the less weight it has, which means the car is much lighter and can easily go around corners. And this really goes into effect during the race or qualifying. In the race you see cars going on 10%, 20% fuel, while in the race they go on 90 or 100%. That's dependent on how much the driver uses per lap, and they would calculate how much fuel they would need during the race. So I hope that answers your question. And let's get into our track analysis with Dakair. So here we are with Dakair on the line, and we're ready to analyze a lap in France.
Alright, so hello guys. We're going to be starting the Hotlap right now. Can you please play? Okay, so as you're starting your lap, exiting from the final corner of France, ready to use your entire ERS battery for the next lap we're going to accomplish. So you cross the line heading to turn 1, which is a medium speed chicane heading to a 90-degree early apex left corner. No, go back. So you see the sign right here, the now you can sign. This is basically your braking point for the turn 1 corner, yeah.
So how long do you brake for?
Until you shift down to 5th gear, which is approximately half a second.
And here we're seeing you position the car as far to the left as possible. Is that to get a very nice entry into the corner?
Yep, you have to put your car as much to the left as possible. As you can see here, I'm almost touching the wall, almost sliding across the wall. You have to hit the apex perfectly. Yep, almost hitting the yellow curb right here. So in this situation, you have to brake way more, shift down to 4th gear. Once again, place your car to the right, almost hitting the yellow curb to place your car in a nice situation here. I can throttle pretty much safely. I'm almost in a straight line. And I have a lot of margin to play with, so I can just push down the throttle without the risk of spinning. So for this high speed corner, you don't need to brake unless you're not feeling that safe. But I would suggest lifting off and putting your car in the right hand side of the corner. As you can see here, I'm pretty much touching the wall, which is what you have to do at France every single time, or else your lap is not going to be that great. It's part of the racing line, gentlemen, so right here you have to be very careful with your steering inputs. You have to steer as little as possible Because if you steer too much to the left, you're going to end up hitting this wall on the left right here, which is kinda dangerous, and we have seen some people crash here in league races. The orange one and the one on the left. Yeah, if you're not very careful. So we are coming on turn 5, which is a right-hander 90 degrees, nothing special apart from the fact that it is tight on the exit. Ah, yeah, yeah, you can see I've hit the wall a little bit and it almost crushed my entire lap.
So for this corner, do you have specific breaking points or is it just all muscle memory?
It's basically just a mix of practice and knowing the track and knowing your car and the grip as well. If you know you have the hard compound, you're going to go slower, obviously. If you have a high aero setup and the soft compound, you obviously can floor it. But
Yeah, it's corner like these that really show the effect of the air setup, especially on the front wing. In this corner, you can easily do it if you higher downforce on the front wing, while you might need to brake if you have less on the front wing.
anything that's more than 9 is enough for this track. Don't overuse it though.
So, do you brake for this corner or do you just lift off?
So I would say lifting off for this corner. I would say kind of lifting off, but not too much. Coming onto the hairpin, I don't really see the point in steering to the right just to get a better exit. You can just stay on the inside as much as possible to get a closer turning angle and yeah, get your car in a straight position basically.
So as we saw earlier, you hit the inside wall, but let's say you didn't hit the inside wall here. Would you usually be closer to the right barrier before taking this next corner or hairpin?
Yeah, you would be a little bit closer unless you've carried a little more speed. But being on the right or the left isn't really much of a problem on that hairpin. So you can throttle pretty much safely once you have done it. Uh, Turn 7 flat out left-hander, as you can see, coming out into the one of the most precise corner on the calendar. As you can see, it's really, really tight. You have to be super careful, as you can see here, almost crashing out my car. Yeah, I wait. I haven't mentioned it, but you pretty much don't have to use any ERS in sector 1. You can save it for this part of the track, sector 2 and 3. After this corner, so after the hairpin, basically you can use ERS for 2 or 3 seconds in order to not carry too much speed into this corner right here, because you're going to either have to tap the brakes, which is not really a good thing in general, or if you don't carry enough speed, you can lift off, and that is the best option in my opinion because you can save ERS and the tires.
So does the start finish straight count as part of the sector 1 or can you just use
No,
ERS on that part?
no, it doesn't. You can floor it. So use ERS out of this. Use ERS out of this corner. So keep using the most ERS you've saved in the first sector on that straight, and you've got to prepare yourself on the next braking zone basically. So for this braking zone right here, on turn 8, you've got to shift down to 5th gear, play, 5th gear, almost hitting the wall as you turn in. And yeah, turn 9 hairpin. I've overshot it, but it's the same strategy. You have to keep as close. You have to keep a very nice inside turning angle. So push yourself out of that corner. Use the RS. Okay, pause. You see that little white space you have on the left? You've got to use it. You have to use it in order to place yourself. Because play. You see this wall right here on the right? The white wall on the right, yes, right here. If you hit it, your race is over, which kinda is what happened to me in the race, except it wasn't there. So your breaking point is around here. You really have to put yourself in a nice angle, not hitting the wall or anything. So yeah,
Yeah, so what you're doing here is just trying to get the best angle to get an entry into the next corner while avoiding hitting the inside wall with your rear tires and starting a very good lap or just finishing your current one.
yeah, you have to get your car placed really close to the wall on the right and then start braking, shift down to fourth or third gear.
And then you avoid the pit entry and start your next lap or finish this one. And yeah, thank you, Dakair. I'm gonna let your hot lap run now.
Wonder.
Yeah, so that was an insane lap from Dakar doing a 53.7 in the driver test in car in France. I just want to say a huge thank you if you have made it this far into the video. I hope you have learned a thing or two from the video. If you have any questions or any constructive criticism for me to improve my video quality, then please leave it down in the comments below. I think I will be answering a question about ERS in the next video. I'm not sure yet. I also want to remind you guys that I have a Discord server. The link is down below in the description. The game link is also in the description, as well as the League Discord server, as well as the game Discord server. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode, and for now, goodbye.